Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're underway from the bank. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Coming right is Hall. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Justin Matabike making that stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
They kick the running back in motion. Rodgers throwing on 3rd down. And he brings this one in, but does so out of bounds. That throw just took him too close to the boundary. We've got 4th down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And it falls incomplete. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it will largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. Strong running inside the 30. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Wilson, the receiver, in motion left. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's complete to Wilson. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he could transform a short completion into a big play.
Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here. Complete on the option. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. The Jets take their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. It's second and goal.
Hey, take 26. No.
Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Thought he had a touchdown there. So they'll be left with third and goal.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Now Rodgers on third and goal. Really fired that one, but they couldn't connect.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second, and incompletion is still pretty good, too.
Plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. Touchdown, New York. Greg Zuerlein for the point after try. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets tie this game 7-7. Zuerlein has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to the bank in just a moment. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll begin the quarter with second and 8.
Yo.
From the 32. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long. Lamar now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Henry on the option. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
The trajectory of that ball changes while it's in flight. I'll tell you this, Kate, on shorter throws, these receivers are so good to adjust, can still bring it in. But over a long distance, a tip like that alters the course of the ball, and it sure makes it tough to adjust in time.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. They're down to their final one in this half. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
He lofts one deep, center of the field. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. The rookie from Clemson in on that stop. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the inner harbor. And it's the Jets looking at 2nd and 3. Here's Hall once more. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First down throw by Rodgers. Conklin brings it in. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Jets moving quickly, trying to get the offense set. Working inside the red zone. He completes it in traffic. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Jets moving quickly, trying to get the offense set. Rodgers here from the gun. Cut near the goal line. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing once again, Rodgers. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 3rd and goal.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Again, Rodgers. Flushed out of the pocket. And as that one falls incomplete, all eyes shifting to the flag that was thrown. If it's defensive, we've got a 1st down here. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime.
Take 30.
Throwing it just before halftime. And he's into the end zone. No time left, and they take the lead right as halftime arrives. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
And his kick is good. What an ending to our opening half as they take the lead. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. Zerline has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Andrews with the catch. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. Pickup of 2 here. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point of the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
3rd quarter starts with a run from Henry, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Quincy Williams making the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his 1st catch of the game. And that brings up 4th and long.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Looking to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. And they make the tackle. I'm not sure that was an advisable gamble in this spot, Brock, as they turn it over on downs.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
They start the half with a give to Hall. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They give on second to Hall. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
And the Ravens go in nickel, 3rd down.
Number 50. Hey, you block over here. Hey, take 26.
From the shotgun, Rodgers. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Looks like they will indeed try it, 4th and 2. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Jets have it with a lead to start the 4th, but the win's not secure quite yet. Looks like they will indeed try it, 4th and 2. Man in motion, headed right. He's back to throw. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
You know, these 4th down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
The Ravens in very good field position as they come up, 1st and 10. Lamar back to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot. Sit hot.
Throwing again is Lamar. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Hey, middle. Shut up.
Back to throw it. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Hey, shut up.
Looking to throw. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted! And the Jets take possession down inside the 30 after the interception. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All gets it again on 2nd down. And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Ravens bring an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming up. Adams put in motion right. Into the hands of Conklin. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Important moment as they turn to Greg Zuerlein. It is a 44-yard look from the right hash. Bass's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They bring their tight end left. First down, here's Lamar. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Here's Lamar. Putting the body on the line for his team. And they get to him and touch him down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's 2nd and 7. Taken in by Likely. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
First and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only one timeout left, and that clock winding down. Lamar now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 39-yard line.
Another try following the sack. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Defender smart there to get a hand on that one. So that brings up 4th and long.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect.